Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It is the 2013 Spring Championship. This is the grand finals for StarCraft 2, and we are about to enter into game number 2. I'm DJ Lee.
I'm Day 9. Everything has been cleared up. Polt getting in the game is ready. Quantic. Hyun took a brief break to the restroom. Makes total sense. Hard to play with a full bladder, Marcus.
Yes, you want to be completely comfortable, and it was a wait, so thank you as well for waiting, not only here in the audience, but at home as well. And we are going to be kicking this off. We had an amazing game 1. If you're joining us, I'm sorry that you didn't get a chance to see game 2, or game 1, but you're gonna, sorry that we're gonna black out the screen so that you can't see what we're about to do. But VODs, of course, are available on MLG.tv about 30 minutes after the games are over. So considering that we waited, it might actually be up there right now.
It is. It's up right now.
There you go.
I actually just checked, so if you want to check out that game 1 in a sensational game. A couple interesting things to note. No Hellbats were seen on that map. Welshire Vestige, a lot of Hellbats are seen on this map. You don't really get the opportunity to do a lot of expanding on this map. You only really get the chance to try to pick down your opponent very, very early on. A lot of tight spaces. Hellbats function very, very well in that.
Now we should get started the moment that Hyun gets back. But again, thank you for being patient with us as we get this one started. Now, a best of 5. Hyun went through the entire tournament without dropping a single series. And now in this best of 5, he finds himself for the first time down a game and actually having to climb back up. I think even in his games versus Sound at a 1-1, he's able to obviously bring that one back around. But you know, what do you think about the mindset it puts you in? And actually, I might ask you that question in just a moment. Looks like Hyun is back, and we'll give him a moment to compose himself.
Polt has said good luck, have fun, go. Hyun, who's just returned to his booth, only waiting on him. Now, both these players, no one has come from a lower bracket. Both these players advanced all the way through their respective winners' brackets to come here. This tournament, 128 players broken into 2 64-person double elimination brackets. And we are seeing the winner of each of those tournaments play here. The winner of bracket red, Hyun, the winner of bracket blue, Polt, playing in a best of 5. And because these players have been winning, neither is really going to be having that feeling of, oh gosh, I gotta come back. There's an uphill battle ahead of me. It's just standard focus, and oh my god, the countdown has begun. It's game 2 of Hyun versus Polt.
Looks like the energy remained in the room. It just hibernated for a little bit, Sean. But I am so excited to get back into this matchup. Here is a map fly through. You talked a little bit about this particular map and how it relates to what we may see. But we're about to get started with game 2. Hyun must win this one in order to tie it up and bring it back. Polt could take a 2-game victory here with a win.
Now, despite that extended break, I know the energy in the crowd hasn't left, and I know that you are ready to cheer for the man spawning in the top left-hand corner who's looking for his first championship on American soil from CM Storm. It is none other than Polt! Yes.
And in the southeast position, as the red Zerg, the man who says anti-air, yes, Ultralists and Zerglings. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Quantic Hyun!
Oh my god, is that Sase's cheer cannon? No. Oh, maybe.
No.
Maybe it might be identity theft. I can't see. I have blinding lights in my eyes, Marcus. You know, this is what's interesting. Already, we're seeing Polt beginning to queue up those SCVs, signaling that he's going to be going command center first. We've seen a number of players build their hatchery at the Terran's natural expansion. There's been a lot of debate about what the best answer is to this, and all the solutions Zergs are coming up with are more and more creative.
You're right. The Zergs trying different things. We've seen the proxy hatch that actually Cats performed this weekend here at MLG. And here we see the command center going down at the top of the ramp. Now, it should be noted, this is a very exact same build that Polt did versus Suppy, where Suppy 6-pooled him in hopes that the command center was going to be on the low ground, but that was not the case. Polt not changing anything on this map. He's going with the 100% safe route.
Now, often, that drone can easily get out, no big deal, but Polt intentionally traps it in. This does two things, of course, guarantees at least one kill. More importantly, it assures him that there will be no steal at the natural expansion.
That's actually a good point, and he is going to get it. The drone is actually just going to start regenerating health here in just a moment. Meanwhile, over on Hyun's side, we've got the natural about ready to finish up his pool as well. There's still no gas, so gasless opening coming out so far for Hyun.
Looks like it's going to be a 4-queen build for Hyun. Kind of an interesting choice. We haven't really seen it as much as of late. Could be going for something like a 28 gas. But 4-queen, general logic is you're trying to get the creep spread as fast as possible over to the third base. Polt not messing around at all, getting that bunker up immediately, just gets in there to scout. He says, hey, great, no gas. And you got to admire this timing from Polt. He gets in there seconds before the queen is done. At the last possible second, Polt scouts in there, which means that SCV was mining for the maximum amount of time, and that he would see the most amount of useful info.
Polt already looking for that first Overlord in his base. He's going to chase it out right away. But yes, the timing was immaculate, as you mentioned. Getting some really good information because, gosh, it must be so good to just go, yes, without gas, you cannot bust down the front of my wall. You're going to be, you're going to be focusing on your economy for a little bit. And especially in a game where Polt is leading this Grand Final Series 1-0, gives him a little bit of time to get into that comfortable position where Polt wants to be.
Oh, and Polt saying, well, great, if you're going no gas, I'm going to get a third command center. You can't attack me. And Quan says, totally, I don't even want to. I'm going to build 10 drones at a time. I have 4 queens out. I'm spraying the creep. We already see Hyun's queen getting in position. We already see that drone beginning to move down to the bottom left. A 6-minute hatchery. 2 gas already starting for Hyun. He could very well be going old school style and be planting down 2 evolution chambers shortly.
We'll find out in just a moment. There we see just the 2 gases at the natural. Going to be finishing up here soon. The third command center about the way done. Now we've got the factory with the tech lab going down. Actually, second factory.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's going to go mass Blue Flame Hellion.
Yeah, I think you're right. Got the tech lab on the racks. He's going to bring out 1 Marauder while the factory's finishing up. Then he'll be switching that over. And this means it's going to be very important for Polt to, try to deny any sort of overlords making their way in and make this a surprise.
There's the double evolution chamber. Hyun is going to be going for 1-1 upgrades with roaches. He's spreading that creep as much as possible with these 2 queens. He has a pair of creep tumors that will be connecting to the third using that maximum range right now. He just has to make sure that these 2 incoming Hellions do not pick them off.
Yeah, they fire at the queens. Actually, it looks like that creep tumor is going to stay alive, and now he'll rotate over to the third. See that the hatchery is there. He's got additional Hellions on the way, and there is the blue flame coming out.
It's Zergling upgrades. If Hyun overbuilds Zerglings to defend against these, he's going to run into a lot of issues. So now there's the Overlord sneaking in. What is it going to see? What is it going to see? It sees a reactor getting constructed on that barracks. That is a mighty odd time to see a barracks getting a reactor. I'd be very suspicious if I were Hyun.
And he's not going to be able to get another solid scout in there for some time. Hellion's going to make their way around. 1 does fall, but this is kind of a typical, number of Hellions that you'd see around this time. And, Blue Flame done now.
Wow, Blue Flame's done.
Is it? No, he canceled
it.
He did.
Was that an accident?
Well, you got tanks coming out and mines as well.
Huh, that is an odd move from Polt. I mean, it was in good condition to be done too. I don't really know what's up. I mean, even looking at his gas count, did Polt just make a key error?
I really don't know. His Hellion count tells me that he would, absolutely want that blue flame. But here he's going to meet up with a ton of roaches, and he's just going to immediately have to get out of there. So, with the follow-up there, we have the third command center flying over. We've got a scan just outside the natural to get rid of those creep tumors.
I mean, this is how you contain a Zerg, man. Well, I'm just going to go 2 factory. I'm going to get up 10 Hellions. You are not spreading any creep ever again.
Yeah, I mean, without the blue, he decides, I'm not going to go blue flame. It's not the way to go. And then he threw down those 3 Raxes and immediately kind of started his bio upgrades as well. So he's just using these for control, some good map control. Identifies that the 4th is going up for Hyun as well. And, you know, beyond this, what looked like it was going to be, you know, some potential additional mech units, looks like it'll just be those initial Hellions, the mines, and then of course bio to follow up.
Now this is just odd. I mean, Hyun is going for the modern composition. He's going for Roaches, Banelings, getting Baneling speed, Roach speed, getting the Zergling upgrades, delaying gas collection, not going Mutas, not going Infestors, but we see Polt going for this odd mix of old and new. He's making tanks, he's getting a good amount of mines, but this is what he's going to use to transition back into bio mine. He's going to be building mines 3 at a time. He's going to get the Alligator Cliff upgrades for those mines. Or excuse me, the drilling claws, but they look like alligator clips.
They do. We all knew what you were talking about.
Thank you, Marcus.
We've got the Hellions finally getting chased out, losing some of the map control that they had early on. Polt wanting to retain that as much as possible. He's holding on to one of the towers, but the Roaches really extending themselves out, trying to get as many potential kills as they possibly can. While the 3rd is really starting to get up and running here for Polt. Already dropping some mules in there and getting that saturated. But meanwhile, that 4th for Hyun right there with it.
Gosh, I mean, look at this. All these Hellions have been doing is denying crew spread. And look at Hyun finally coming in from all sides. He's going to lock them down. 2 still remain, and they're going to slip into the... Well, they still might get up into the main base. It looks like he's going to get as much scouting as he can done, and he finally bites the dust. So now we're seeing Hyun do an absolutely remarkable play. He's taking his 4th and he's getting up a 5th. Very rarely happens, almost always. You know, the Zerg player would be a little leery of doing this, but of course with that many Roaches and Lings on the field, Hyun was happy to do that, even in the face of so many Hellions. Polt, 140 supply, Hyun at 170.
A lot of mines coming out, and he's starting to make the Polt minefield here inside the area between the 3rd and the natural. Overlord gets taken out right there, but oh my god, so many Banelings being morphed right here. And he has got a rally to the front. There are a couple of Widow mines here. Oh my gosh, he's moving out at like the worst possible time, Sean.
Oh my gosh, Polt is going to try to pick off the 3rd base. He's not ready for this huge influx. There goes the first round of Banelings. It's going to be a supply block. Tries to split, but he doesn't have the combat shield. There's a single mine there, gets an awful hit off on those Banelings. And now it looks like, some nice hits happened, but the 3rd is about to be absolutely ravaged.
Yeah, he's going to move in with the Banelings yet again. Most of them have either hit a target or have been taken out, and now he's going to move forward. Polt trying to reposition these Widow mines to get in a better spot, but we see Hyun marching forward. Lings moving into position, helping take out that pile. The Roaches coming in, but the tanks are there to defend as well.
Looks like the mines are getting off good hits, but the Bloody Post not lifted in time. The pair of tanks not going to be enough, and it looks like Polt is trying to stim and kill off as much as he can at the left side. He's trying to reinforce with Zerglings at his main. The Roach lane count is a little bit too high. Combat shield still not quite done yet. Hyun, just power overwhelming mode, has stormed the front, and Polt is broken.
Yeah, he doesn't even care that he lost that 4th. He took it out the Bioforce that was attacking there anyway. He's morphing a ton more Banelings here in the natural as that orbital is lifted. The 3rd is still lifted as well, and we see Polt pushed all the way back up his ramp into the main base as more and more reinforcements continue to string in here for Hyun. And here come the Banelings.
Banelings rolling up, the mines connect, picking off the front line, but there's just too many Zerg units. Hyun's Banelings wait, and now it's time for Hyun to strike, streaming into the front. Hyun looks like he is going to bring this series to a tie. Polt down to 40 supply. GG!
Hyun had some time to think about that first game, and he obviously had a plan going into that one. Played out quite good. Not even the spread out Widow mines were able to do the damage defensively that he needed, that Polt needed to defend that. And actually Hyun had all the perfect hits he wanted, you know, on 2 Zerglings or 1 Zergling, versus hitting that huge amount.
Oh yeah.
Huge pocket of Zerglings or Banelings.
Kind of an unusual switch up that we saw out of Polt. He was getting the Blue Flame Hellions, but then he saw the wall off with the Roach Warren, the 2 Evolution Chambers, and said, you know what? I got to abandon ship. I got to go back into a Biomine play. I got to get these tanks up because Roaches might be coming, and he just did not have anywhere near enough. But now that the next map is going to be Neo Planet S, that scouting won't be a problem. More standard play will be able to fall through.
We're going to take a quick break, ladies and gentlemen. When we come back, who will win the next game? We're tied 1-1 for the grand final of the Spring Championship. Don't go away. We'll be right back.